Hey guys, it's Tom. I'm out here in my garage. I guess we're doing this one looking up because when I do it like this, then I have a big shadow in my face and that's weird. I got one order to pull today. Not a big day. It's a holiday. Some days, it's Martin Luther King Day. Some days, holidays can be lucrative. Bunch of people sitting around not doing anything. Some days, it doesn't make any difference. And then some days it's really, really bad. And days like today aren't normally like federal holidays, not like things people celebrate holidays. Now, Martin Luther King is well worth celebrating. He's a life hero of mine, but that's a video for a different channel or something. But the point is that banks are closed, the post office is closed, but most people are at work, so it doesn't really affect eBay sales. But on a day where, like Christmas, nobody would be buying. And on like Labor Day, those kind of summer holidays where a lot of people are off work, sometimes you'll see some activity in the morning where people are just sitting around on their computers. At least that's the way I see it. I got one order to pull, and I wanted to show you guys just part of the deal with this whole thing is I want you guys to see that there's a lot of work. There's a lot that people don't understand about what goes into being an eBay reseller, and that it doesn't have to be like crazy professional heavy duty lighting and all that mess. I think that I've picked my nose on every video so far, incidentally. Hopefully I can stop doing that. So I wanted to show you guys my part of my setup for taking pictures. This is a freezer that has meat and breast milk in it because that's what we do. That's part of life. But on top of it, it has a $1 tablecloth from the Dollar Tree and a $3, like, I don't know if you can see that. There's like, it's like a thing that you would use to make a presentation for social studies in 7th grade. And so, but when I normally don't do this with, but if you have just like normal shop light above it, the shadowing isn't bad. And like if I was listing any of these things, that would make a reasonable picture to put on eBay for that product. And it looks professional enough to get the job done and costs $4. And I take the picture on my phone and it doesn't need to be more than that. So I feel like you see a lot of people doing this and they have a tripod and a $700 camera and all these studio lights and white backdrops and stuff. And I'm like, hey, here's $4 worth of stuff in my garage, and my stuff maybe not as quite as professional, but it sells items. So it's what we do. Anyway, I got one item to pull. It's over here in this box. It's a pair of bibs. Show the clip. So that's the bibs that I sold. It's hard to figure out where to land those cut-ins for the items. So I made a point to just do it. Just, hey, here's where I'm going to put the clip. Box, tote, bibs. I think these are Key bibs, and they're 38.29s. They sold for, I took a best offer, $22 or something, I think. And I know for sure that these were ones I got at East Peoria Goodwill for like, I want to say $4.99. And I got sold them for $22. I'll put them in a poly mailer and we'll have them out tomorrow with all the rest of the mail. And just before I came out here, I had a friend of mine call me. Unfortunately, his son passed away a couple of years ago, but had a lot of evidently Kiss collectibles that they want me to take a look at and maybe buy outright, maybe sell on consignment, which isn't something I do a lot of, but friends, people who I know and trust, and people who have stuff they need rid of, I will do consignments sometimes. So maybe there'll be some stuff to be worth videotaping there. Anyway, that's all I got for right this particular second. All right, another order to pull. Really easy, quick one. I got all these CDs. I think one of my thrift stores was doing a media box sale, and they did everything you can fit in a box or a bag for $1, for $5 or something. And so I got all of these like early 90s punk CDs, and bear with me a second. Sold. I just kind of trickling through them. This is so this one, it's the Apers, just $5 plus the $2.75 media rate shipping. But I got all of the CDs that are in that pile, plus I've probably moved 10 or 15 of them, for, I want to say it was $7. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been probably almost 2 years that I bought these, and they sat in my garage unlisted for a year, and then I finally listed them, and I sold a handful as a lot, and then I sold a bunch individually. This one sold today, $5. I made my money back a long time ago, plus the $2.75 shipping rate, and for media, yeah, that's it. All right, guys, it's the end of the night. I thought I'd made a video of this after I left the guy's house that I went to get this stuff from, but it wasn't recording, and I wasn't paying that much attention. So anyway, here is the stuff that I'm going to do on consignment, so I'm sure you guys will journey with me on that. This box is full of mid-90s graphic novels. And this one has a Sega Genesis. It's a Model 2, and that complete in-box game is like hockey, so it's not anything exciting. This one's totally full of 90s graphic novels. That one is totally full of those Japanese like anime, there's a name for it, comic books that you read backwards. And then this is really impressive. I was surprised doing comps that it's not worth more. It's really only about $100. This is full of 90s, probably more like middle 2000s DVDs of wrestling, and that is every South Park episode ever on DVD in a set. And then a bunch of Kiss collectibles. I'd already gotten started a little bit on looking through some of the cars, and like this is some pretty rare Mega Force stuff, and then there's a pretty nice General Lee and Boss Hog, and then there's a beat up General Lee, and Stompers. Everybody loves Stompers, and then a bunch of just generic cars. This stuff wouldn't normally end up in my house. It would normally end up out in the garage, but it was cold and I was being lazy, so I brought it in and figured I could look through it in here and get kind of an idea of what's here. I did manage to stop at a Goodwill on the way home from that pickup, and I grabbed 2 lots of Wii stuff. One was a complete in-box Wii for $20, and then the other was a box of Wii stuff for $20 that was a Wii. Both are backwards compatible. For the one that was in the box had a couple extra controllers and a bunch of Disney Infinity stuff, but It's good stuff. I mean, for me, 20 bucks on a Wii isn't a ton of money, but it's bread and butter stuff that people who look at my store are looking for, and stuff that I sell all the time. And so that was my day. Nothing too exciting, but now you've seen what I do. This is a weird one, the pickup with the consignment stuff, and I'll weed through it. I'm going to try and get that stuff worked pretty quick to get Bill and his family taken care of. I think that's it. Good night.